Well, welcome to today's rant. Beautiful day here in the Carolinas. I'm back home for a few days and just passing through though. We take the month of July off as a sabbatical month. It is the seventh month, and the Lord showed me years ago to take it off, to shut everything down, which we do, our church meetings, our schools, virtually everything. We keep a skeleton crew on at Heritage, but we take this month to seek the Lord, and I've been having some of the best encounters in a long time, and it's been a year or two. Since 2014, it's been a year of encounters with me, encounters with the Lord, incredible downloads of revelation. But this July so far already has been phenomenal. Wonderful time. At the same time, we have friends that are going through great stress and tragedy. We had tragedy strike one of our former graduates from CSCL, our community school, K through 12 school, and a lot of our youth have come in, and my kids to be here for her. And she had a younger than 2 years old, I think 21-month-old daughter that died just unexpectedly. Didn't seem anything wrong with her. Could have been sudden infant death or SID syndrome, or she just was gone. And anyway, I can't believe going through a tragedy like that. This family's been one that has been challenged by just incredible things for a while now, and to go through this, that has to be the worst thing anybody could go through. And I just ask for your prayers for that. But people all over the world are going through this, and this world is a challenge. It's meant to be. We say, well, why did the Lord let this happen? He didn't let it happen. We did. And, we don't want to serve the Lord, but we want to blame Him for every bad thing that happens when He tells us the things that we would do, and that mankind, the nations that turn to Him, or the people that turn to Him, that He does set a hedge about them. But that doesn't mean that every bad thing that happens to someone means they're outside of God's will or His hedge. But it's shocking to me. I know some people close to this family that I think are pretty far outside of His will, and their first response was to blame God. When that's mankind's first response, but the Lord gave ample warning. He said, you eat from that tree, you want to walk in disobedience to me, the Creator, who knows this thing and knows you better than anyone. You want to go your own way, do your own thing, it's going to result in death. And all of the other consequences that come with that. And it's unavoidable. And I think every human problem is a result of mankind thinking we could do this without God. Well, we can't. Nobody can. You can be successful by all of your definitions of success and end up the most miserable person on earth. And, true success is walking with God, knowing Him, loving Him, doing His will. So we live a life that we end up on that great day here and well done, good and faithful servant. But every human problem is the result of us thinking we don't need God. And the answer to every human problem is, yes, we need God. We need Him. We need to walk with Him. We need His wisdom to navigate through this earth, through this life. We need His leadership, His counsel. We need everything He designed us to get from Him so that we would have a relationship with Him. Guess what? We were created for His pleasure, for Him, not for us. This is not about us. It's about Him. I think the answer to every human problem is we need to know Him. We need to seek Him. We need to seek to walk a life in union with Him and in obedience to Him. And, you know, the great troubles coming upon the world at the end, called the greatest time of trouble, you know, I think is the earth and all of creation learning for all time. Let's don't do this without God again. Let's don't do anything without Him. Let's seek to obey Him, seek to know His ways, and live according to His purposes. So, you know, this is a terrible tragedy. I hate to see these kids going through this. But I think it's going to work for good. Already it's working for good. Already I think some of them are turned to the Lord in a way they probably haven't in a while. And if it results in that, or, you know, I know that 21-month-old baby is with the Lord. That is as innocent as you can be, not even knowing good and evil hardly at this time. And there's no question in my mind that baby is with the Lord, and her mother's going to be with her again, and we'll all get to see her again for eternity. But while we live in this life, the life that is this vapor we have, you know, that goes so fast. I'm almost 70 years old. It seems like yesterday I was in my 20s. And it is just a vapor, and it's gone. Well, let's use it the best we can. Let's use it to walk with Him, to serve Him, to do His will. And let the final thing that is said of us by heaven, it doesn't matter what men say about you, but by heaven is, they walked with God. They served the Lord. They sought the Lord in their time and sought to do right in the sight of the Lord. And, but, you know, the things the really bad things, it says, through many tribulations shall we enter the kingdom of God. And very often it takes trials, tribulations, to be the gateway to enter the kingdom of God. But we are also told that if we would judge ourselves, we wouldn't have to be judged. We can discipline ourselves, and He doesn't have to do it. He will do it if He has to, because He loves us. He will do it rather than see us perish, because He loves us. But we can judge ourselves and discipline ourselves, and we don't have to go through many things we do. We're going to have to go through some anyway, because in the world you have tribulation. Some of the best people to ever walk on the earth had the worst trials, suffered the most in this life. Well, guess what? That is only, I think, going to work to give them martyr points, I call them, for even greater rewards for eternity. But how would our life be different if we live for eternity instead of just the temporary? Well, that's the life living for eternity. And to do the will of God and serve Him and walk with Him. That's the life we're supposed to live, and we can live if we will devote ourselves to Him. Thank you for listening to today's rant.